So, yeah. Um, Last year, I was down in Atlanta on a panel. I was the moderator with comedians. And I was already nervous to do this panel because we weren't in the same space, and I am funny, but I'm not funny like them. They were on a show. So anyway, it was a rapper slash comedian and then three comedians from a very popular show. And as I moderated their panel, they mocked me the entire panel. It was absolutely awful. Like I became their material. Yeah, yeah. And I was just like, okay, like I couldn't wait for this to end. So today we have a comedian that is going to be on the show, and let's see how he treats us, Kimberly, because
Yes.
my expectation is not that he mocks or heckles us.
I hope not.
No, but I now have this like disdain and I don't want to say lack of respect now for comedians and how they treat others. But I'm very curious on how this man is going to show up for us today.
He's going to be great.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what's happening at Black Girl Sunscreen?
Okay, well, we are officially in the start of sun season, which for us at Black Girl Sunscreen means we have a squad that hits the road, travels the entire country, meets thousands of people, makes sure everybody is staying protected and moisturized, hands out tons of samples. So I want people to be on the lookout for Black Girl Sunscreen as we hit the road. We just left Philly. We were at Roots Picnic. We've got another event coming up this coming weekend in Chicago.
Hey.
So come out, see us. We want to make sure that you are protected and staying safe while in the sun. And we will educate you on how to do that with all of our products in our portfolio.
Black Girl Sunscreen is for the community.
That's right.
Out there face to face educating. Thank you so much, Kimberly, for what's happening at Black Girl Sunscreen. And so, Kimberly, we have an amazing person sitting next to us.
Do.
And he's wearing an Obama shirt.
Had to.
Great shirt.
Mhm.
Okay. So our next guest is a seasoned stand-up comedian hailing from Los Angeles with over a decade of experience bringing laughter to stages across the country. He's the mastermind behind Comedy Confessional, a unique monthly show where anonymous audience secrets become comedy gold. When he's not cracking jokes, you'll find him curating the perfect Spotify playlist or bowling a respectable 100+.
Really?
Please welcome the hilarious Avery McKinney to the
Oh,
show.
thank you for having me. Thrilled to be here.
Yay.
Yeah.
Cannot wait.
Yeah, McKinney. Do you drink a lot?
You're coming right at me. Less than I used to.
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah.
What do you drink? What kind of beers? Do you drink beer?
I drink everything.
Oh, everything. Well,
As long as it's not bitter. I don't like anything like Campari. I don't like Aperol spritzes or IPAs. But if it's not that, I'll drink anything.
You know why I asked you that?
Why?
Your last name?
Really?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with? Oh, because so the white half of me is actually not Irish.
Okay.
White half of me is Polish.
Okay. So how would I have known that?
You wouldn't have. But then I would always joke that because white people get really confused. They're like, I don't understand. And I always joke that you know how Woody or Andy wrote his name on Woody's boot?
Mm-hmm.
So everybody knew he was his? That's what somebody did to my great-great-grandmother
Oh.
back in the day.
Really?
That's how I got an Irish name. I don't have Irish in my
Oh.
family.
Oh.
That's how I got it.
You took us way back.
I took you way back.
So who told you the story?
My dad's way into the 23andMe and doing the tracing it back and all that.
Okay.
Any dad who turns 60, that's like their life becomes that. It's like trace the lineage. He's like, your great grandfather had an ice cream shop in Baltimore. I'm like, okay, Dad. That's what he's got.
Sorry, we went off script, Kimberly.
It's okay.
You know that.
Just trying to out me for all my drinking.
I had to.
Yeah. So, okay, you're a comedian.
Yes.
But were you always funny? Were you that kid in class? We all knew that kid in class that was making jokes, making odd sounds, doing what he wasn't supposed to be doing to get attention?
I was always making my friends laugh. I don't think I was ever the person who was just interrupting class. In fact, that would kind of bug me was when people would interrupt. I was very kind of to myself and a little more serious. But around people that I was comfortable with, I'd be funny. But I wasn't like the lampshade on the head guy. I got to stand on the table. Like the dude at the party peeing into the pool. I was never that guy. That was not me.
Oh, that's crazy.
Okay. Well, no
Yeah.
good. So that's good. So what is your origin story then, Avery? Like, how did you find your way to the world of comedy?
That's a great question. I always loved it. I grew up on Bill Cosby. Before we knew, y'all, don't put this on me.
There's,
but that was a massive Bill Cosby fan, so I grew up on those records. Also loved Eddie Murphy. I think I watched Raw for the first time when I was 14. I was like,
can you do his laugh?
This? I can't. But Beverly Hills,
I thought you were going into
No,
I thought so too.
I can't. I wish I could. But to this day, Beverly Hills Cop is one of my all-time favorite
Mine
movies.
too. Number
Eddie
1, 2, or
is
3 though.
I love one.
One.
I love one. But 2 is slept on. 2 is phenomenal.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
2 is phenomenal. 1 is the
you
best.
can only watch one. I could watch one 1,000 times. So.
2 is great. 1's a perfect movie. 1 is a perfect movie. So I got into it that way.
What you gonna arrest me for? Jaywalking?
The banana in the tailpipe. All of it is great. I love what within the strip club he's making fun of. It's great.
And his head is like this
Mhm.
to the shoe. Look, I'm here with you. Okay.
He gets thrown out. That's great. So always was interested in it. And then I kind of wanted to try it in college. And I was like writing a little bit. When I would get home from a party, I'd be buzzing and feeling like I'm funny. So I'm just like be on my laptop writing some stuff. And I was big into listening to podcasts. And I remember I was listening to Donald Glover on a comedy podcast. And I was hearing him describe stand-up. And it was so painful to me that I wasn't doing that. Because I knew I wasn't like living my truth or like my honest, like the honest part of me.
What was that description?
It was just the joy of doing it and writing those bits and analyzing the world around you and sharing that with others. And I just knew that me not trying it would be fundamentally dishonest to who I am. So I had to jump in and give it a shot.
And here you are making
And
people
here I
laugh. What happens when people don't laugh at your jokes?
It depends. Like, do I get nervous or am I?
Like what do you do?
So when you start out is the toughest because you don't know what you're doing and you have no material. So if you're bombing, you just bomb, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have no way out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like being dropped in the woods without survival skills. The
Yeah.
bear eats you and you're dead. Like there's nothing that you can do. But doing it now, there's different reasons. You can figure out different reasons for not doing well. So you can kind of course correct. Is it the audience? Is it something I said? Is it the topic I picked? Is just not funny at all? But I feel like the biggest out is you just acknowledge that it's not going well. Because they want you to do well. So the minute you're on the same plane of reality as the audience, you go, y'all hate me. This is trash right
say
now.
it, right?
People laugh. And
Yeah.
then you get to reset. Then they'll listen again. What people don't want is this guy crazy? Does he have no idea we hate him and he's not funny? That's what you don't want. Because then you just dig that hole deeper and you just never recover.
Right, because I tried to laugh not on purpose for you just now. Right, to see how you were gonna handle it.
Yeah.
Do you think people do that just to humble you?
To not laugh?
Yeah.
No. I feel like no, you can tell when people are being honest. And no matter how funny you are, there's always going to be somebody in the audience who's just stone-faced. Like I've seen Chappelle, like people just murder. And there'll always be someone in the front row just like, this is not.
It's not good, not funny.
Yeah, 100%.
Well,
That
how
just
do
comes
you
with it.
handle a heckler then? I mean,
So hecklers, it's interesting because a lot of people think anytime you talk at all during a comedy show, that's a heckler. But so they'll destroy him or attack him. And a lot of the time, people are just trying to interact or bonding, right? So if I tell some story about my neighbor and they're loud and I hate them, right? There might be somebody in the front row and I think that they're talking. They're like, so I think it's me, my ego. You got to listen to me. Like, who's the idiot in the front row? Without realizing they might just be going, oh my God, my neighbor's terrible. They just keyed my car. So they're enjoying what you're doing and they're connecting. But then you're turning them and the entire audience by being like, shut up, who's the moron in the front row? And then you just now have lost not only them, but the entire audience. So the audience kind of tells you when to destroy a heckler. Like if somebody's actually out of pocket, if somebody's way too drunk, if somebody's actually interrupting the show or you're an idiot, whatever, then you have full license to go after them. But you got to make sure. Otherwise, you just look like a terrible person by just going in on it.
Okay. So usually one of the top 5 characteristics that women look for in a man is making them laugh.
Sure.
Right? Okay. Has that helped you in your relationships?
Yeah, I feel like when you have my hairline, you got to be funny.
Oh shit!
You got to be.
Tell them what happened to it anyway.
Shh, God took it away.
What happened to it? Is that the question?
God took it away.
What?
God took it away.
I saw some
Wait.
sitcom from back in the day. I thought it was so funny. Some guy was bald and he was like, I lost it in a car accident.
So
dumb.
So when you like approach a woman, do you think about like, hey, I want to see if I can make her laugh?
100% of the time.
100% of the time. Okay. So what are you going in with? If you're trying to make a woman that you are interested in, what are you going in with?
I feel like I try to be self-deprecating. I'll do something to either make fun of myself or the situation. I feel like there's some people who try to go at the other person and like neg or whatever. I'm
talking about Avery. Forget about the other people.
So for
what
me,
do you
I'm
do?
just trying to make fun of myself or the situation.
Well, tell us what you say.
I don't have the same line. You got to adapt.
Well, you gonna talk about your hairline?
I might.
You might? Okay.
That's the thing. I got no dignity. So for me, it's like I'm up for grabs. Oh. So I'll usually make fun of myself first or break the ice some kind of.
You got any pickup lines?
That way. No, because I feel like that's so cheesy, right? I feel like women immediately
but you would
know.
laugh though. Like if somebody came at me with a pickup laugh, I'm definitely laughing because we know it's a joke.
Yeah,
just so you know, I'm giving you some tips.
Yeah. You're trying to put me on. You're trying to give me some
put you on. Yeah, I'm gonna laugh.
Yeah.
If you come up to me and you tell me some cheesy ass line, I'm going to laugh.
I just feel like such an idiot trying that I would feel uncomfortable. Like I wouldn't feel. I would probably come up with that like nervous. Did you know you're the most beautiful? And I would just look like a creep and just not have it work out.
Okay, so the reverse. What if somebody came to you?
Yeah.
And gave you a pickup line or made fun of themselves?
I love that. I think one of the sexiest things is somebody having a sense of humor. And I feel like if somebody doesn't, I don't know, laugh, think things are funny, or like have some kind of perspective and takes themselves seriously, like I just don't connect with that.
You just named something. You just said something. You said you find this sexy. So what else? Give us 3 things that you find sexy about women.
About women.
Yeah.
This feels like such a loaded question.
Let's see what you got.
This feels like how I get canceled.
Let's see what you got.
I like women who have opinions.
Okay.
It drives me insane when like friends, coworkers, or whatever, like just like don't talk to or go after women who have strong opinions or have their own thoughts. They'll just go after women who are just very vanilla, very just type B. And I'm like, so you just don't want to be challenged at all then. You just want somebody who's going to validate everything you do. So I like sense of humor. I like somebody who's smart too. I feel like, look, life is long. And if the person's not smart enough to hold a conversation, like how far are we really going to get?
Okay.
So I feel like those are kind of my 3.
I only heard 2.
Did I do 3?
I think that was 2.
Is that 2? I was trying to BS my way out of it.
Yeah.
So what's the 3rd one?
Okay, so we got sense of humor. We got intelligence, and we got opinions.
Okay.
Those are 3.
Oh, okay.
I got 3.
Okay, you got it. Okay.
What she look like?
No.
It
Do you have a
depends.
type?
I feel like if I lined up all of my exes, they would have very little in common. But if you talk to them, you go, I get it.
Remember the question that we asked, where are the most beautiful women in the world? Are you a traveler?
Yeah, I like to travel.
Okay. How about in what state?
What state? We're getting
Be careful.
regional.
Okay.
Be careful.
Right, because you travel, you do comedy, right? Okay. In what state are you finding the most beautiful women?
All the Shontay questions feel loaded. I feel like I'm about to step on.
And is a LA 7 equivalent to a Miami 7?
So I've never been to Miami.
Okay.
Actually. I've never been to Miami. I found women in, obviously women in LA.
So give us,
gorgeous.
answer that first question. What states?
I feel like I'll get even more specific. I'll go city. I think the women in Austin are beautiful. And I feel like they're also very kind of
We know what type of women you like.
I like Austin. I like Chicago. I like Atlanta too.
Another type.
I like a little bit of artsy to them. I don't like the really kind of, I don't know, cookie cutter. Boring.
He said no deodorant, don't shave your legs.
Oh man, Austin's like, what?
I feel like more with the tattoos.
They burn incense.
I'm not opposed to the incense.
See?
The incense and the tarot cards. I don't know if I own the no deodorant though.
Wait, so you said Austin first?
Yeah.
And then?
I like Chicago
You said Chicago, okay. So Austin and Chicago.
In Atlanta.
Actually.
They are very different.
Okay, all
And in
three of those
Atlanta,
are
yeah.
very, very different.
The
So you
A,
don't
yeah.
have a specific type.
That's what I was telling y'all.
Yeah, interesting. Okay.
It's the
All right, I'm
personality.
going to pull this. I'm going to give you a safer question.
Okay.
So I want to talk actually about your show,
Okay.
Comedy Confessional, because I
Yes.
Can I
think that
come on
is
there?
Yeah, absolutely.
really interesting. It's basically the audience
Mhm.
submitting like anonymous stories or things about them. Can you
Yeah.
tell us a little
So
bit
we
about
collect
it?
anonymous confessions from the audience, throw them into a bucket, put it on stage, the comedians pull them out, and then riff on them.
Mhm.
So we also have the comics put in their own confessions, so everybody's sort of on the same playing field.
Mhm.
And it's fun because it ends up feeling like a sleepover. We're sharing stories, sharing secrets, and I just love seeing what people write and what people think is a confession, what is legit, what's not, and kind of the audience together. We kind of decide how we feel about it, which is fun too.
So you know my next question. What's the
Yes.
most shocking confession?
So shocking confession, I don't know. It feels like we've had a couple of people who have confessed to like manslaughter, but I don't know if that's legit. I feel like people are juicing it a little bit
Okay.
and being out of pocket. One of my favorite ones was we had a nurse though, and she said, for patients I don't like, I will intentionally miss the vein a couple times so I can stab.
What?
What?
And I love that because it's so honest, and especially as somebody who's scared of getting shots, I'm like, that tracks that you would do
The
that.
nurse don't even know she
100%.
liked the patient. That's
Right.
wild.
So we have that. What's funny too is they'll usually end up being a theme naturally, and we get all like wide variety of people. We'll have a 21-year-old couple next to a 60-year-old couple, so we get anybody and everybody, and they'll usually end up being a theme, like whether it's a lot of bathroom stories, a lot of cheating stories, a lot of like what have you.
Well, Avery, what's your confession that you want to give us right now?
I feel like I've said pretty much all of mine. It's anonymous, Shontay. I can't just be putting my business.
That's true. Yeah.
Can't be putting
Out
my
there.
business
That's a
out
safe
there.
out.
One of my
Avery.
favorites, though, you'll like this. We had one show where it was a bunch of women confessing to cheating. Or just like, I had sex with my boss, I had sex with my landlord, da, 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 da. And all the women in the audience were like, this is so funny. They're just laughing, ha, 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 ha. And one of the ones we
Kill
got,
somebody's husband.
one of them we had from a guy, that same show was, for every girl I date, I'll steal a pair of her underwear. And
Not
all
as
of the
trophies.
women, and all
Oh,
of the
gosh.
women were like, no, this is not funny. We cannot laugh at this. And I was like, 2 seconds ago, y'all were laughing about cheating on your husband with like the boss or the
It's
landlord.
different. But possessions is different.
But see, that's
It's
what I'm
like-
saying.
That's like a show on like SVU, Law and Order.
Yeah.
Like,
So that's the guy,
It
you're
really
putting
is.
him on the watch list, but not the women cheating with the landlord.
no, there's nothing to watch out with them. I mean, unless it's your man. But
Yeah.
people that are, first of all, how did you get my panties? Like, are you going in my drawer to
I
get
don't-
clean ones? You
I
take the
don't know.
dirty ones? Like, which ones are you taking?
That we don't know.
The ones
It
that
was
we had
anonymous.
on, like, and then I'm not putting my panties on. What type of woman am I? I got questions.
When you realize you're missing your panties?
yeah,
You'd hope.
Yeah.
you do-
So what's going on
unless
there?
you are under the influence, you're gonna put your
Exactly.
panties somewhere.
That's right.
So I'm
It's
guessing
like the
he's
first thing
probably-
you almost go for is your panties. Sorry, Avery.
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
I'm just trying to connect
no,
with
you're
Kimberly
right.
here, right?
You're right.
Like,
That's the first thing you go
unless
for.
you came into bed with no panties. What? This is real, right?
You're right.
There's no way that a woman is just like, oops, my panties are like,
They're gone.
You don't even.
Maybe he's
I
fast.
didn't
Maybe he's
realize
out the
it.
door quick. Maybe she's like, I gotta go to
In
the
and out?
bathroom, and he's just like,
He's in and
he's
out.
getting out of there. He's got his.
Yikes.
That's
got his
really quick
souvenir.
I feel bad
to
for the
forget
woman.
those
He's got his
panties.
souvenir, and there
I
you
think
go.
he's probably in the drawers or something when you're
Yeah.
not looking
I would guess.
and taking a souvenir home.
And then he takes her period panties.
Oh no.
Again, I love that we're more concerned with the panties than we are with the
Weird.
cheating.
Yeah.
But those aren't the sexy.
Because
those
actually,
aren't the
That's
sexy
what I was
panties.
unpopular belief,
Yeah.
infidelity is very common.
Okay. Panty stealing is not
It's not. Panty
Fair.
stealing is not.
fair.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
She's taking the hard line.
Woo.
Avery, I didn't
What?
know this about you. You be taking people's panties, do you?
That was not mine. That was not my
I
confession.
think you like
That was
low-key
not your
kinda, like-
confession. I'll save
since
you
you
on
said
that
it was
one.
like
It's anonymous, so I can't. What I do think is funny though is the range of stuff we will get from people. Because we'll have people be like, "Oh, I keyed my landlord's car and pooped in it," right? And then we'll have other people go, "Oh, I cheated on my spelling test in first grade," and we just think it's so funny that same show,
Yeah.
but this is what
Range.
people are nervous to share.
Right.
Like I cheated on his spelling test. We're like, no one cares.
So
Doesn't move the needle.
okay, Mr. Funny, haha. Okay.
Yes.
When does it become annoying to your friends and family and they're like, stop always trying to be funny, Avery?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I feel like as a comic, you kind of got to feel that out. And I do turn it off. I'm not just that person trying to be funny and get attention all the time. Because I feel like there's a time and a place for that. Because I do think there are some people where it just gets exhausting, where it's like, is there a real you in there? Can you be a person, or is everything, including our relationship, a bit?
Yeah.
So I feel like I can do a pretty good job of turning that off and on. But I definitely know some comics where I'm like, dude, we're literally just in a car. We're in the drive-thru. Like, let's just chill.
Have you done a bit about Shamelessly Shontay?
I have not. Is this a request for me to do one?
No, I don't know how you're gonna portray us or perceive us. But I'm open. I don't really get too offended as long as you're nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is full license to bring you into the.
No, I don't know, but I think you probably have. You probably thought of it like, oh, that was some funny ass shit that happened, and you just like, you have a like story because that's how you get bit, right? Like, it's through your experiences.
Yes, it is funny though. I will say most people, this is a more exciting job, right? There will be people though who you'll be in the grocery store with them and somebody will drop a bottle, like a container of milk, and they'll go, are you going to put that in the act? And I'm like, how boring do you think my life is? That I'm going to include the story about you dropping milk at Ralph's. Yeah. I'm like, this the bar you think? I got nothing better than that.
Well, I do have a question, though, about your material and how you kind of develop it. So I can't ignore your shirt.
Yes.
Amazing shirt. We're living in really interesting times right now politically. And I'm curious, do you ever bring a more serious tone to your work? Do you ever talk about politics or what's going on around us?
Yeah, I don't know. I usually don't. Just because I feel like my obligation, first and foremost, is to make somebody laugh, right? So there's a time and a place to do that. But if I can't see the humor in something or if something's too close, then I'm probably not going to bring that to the stage, right? So I sort of feel the same way politically with what's going on as you'll see a comic up there and they're talking about a breakup and it just happened. And you can tell it's raw. It's not that funny yet. And they're not comfortable talking about it. So I feel like if I tried talking politics right now, I would kind of bring that same energy where it's not funny. It's not funny to me right now. We're in it, right? It's tragedy plus time equals comedy. We haven't had the time yet.
We haven't had the time.
We're still in tragedy a little bit. We're still going on with that.
Avery, you want to play a game?
Let's go for it.
Okay. Kimberly's gonna tee it up. Yeah.
Yes, Avery. I know you know the game.
Yes.
So yes or nah for our audience if you're listening for the first time. So I'm going to ask you not even a question. I'm going to make a statement and then yeah or nah.
Love it.
And we're all going to play, but we're going to start with you. Okay. Flipping someone off in the car.
Yeah.
No way. I don't have road rage. And it's not nice.
None.
No, zero.
And it's not nice?
No. And it's not nice. No.
What if they start? What if they initiate?
No, I don't have time for that. Like, go on. Yeah, you know what? And I have people around me that have like serious road rage, and I'm just like, are you letting this person like get you upset?
Yeah.
Like they cut you off. Like, okay, I don't know, maybe it's an emergency. Like I just don't think being in the car and being upset is like ever that serious for me.
Yeah. Now I'm a crazy person in the car. How about you, Kimberly?
I'm a nah because we live in crazy times, and I just don't know what my response to their anger could then create. So I just let it go, and I just keep it going.
I had a guy, so in traffic recently, he thought I cut him off, so he got mad. He flipped me off, and I got in front of him, and I could see him just flipping me off in the rearview mirror. And I gave him one of these. Like I just waved at.
Yeah.
And there was nothing funnier than a grown man. I saw him then in the rearview mirror just give me angry spirit fingers back. And I was like, bro, you lost. I got you. Yeah. And I drove off. It was the funniest.
I'll even do this. When somebody lets me over, I'm definitely put my window
I will do the wave.
Right? Because they're expecting the window. They are expecting that wave. When people let you in, they're expecting courtesy.
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely.
Like, if I let you better give
him the wave.
Where's my wave? Okay.
For sure.
I'm with you on that.
Okay. PJs on the plane.
Yeah.
PJ,
I'll give you sweatpants. PJs on the plane. We're still in public. I know it's a plane. We're still in public.
Not gray sweatpants.
Come on now.
What's wrong with gray sweatpants?
What's wrong with...
It's not. I wear sweatpants, but my partner cannot wear sweatpants.
Interesting.
Really?
Kayla, you with me?
Kayla's fully on board. I'm like, as long as it doesn't have Cookie Monster on the pajamas.
Everybody that's off camera right now is with me, except for the 2 people that are on camera.
I'm missing something. Oh,
Yeah.
I just got it.
Fair. That's
Okay, so I am not for that.
Yes.
So no PJs or
over.
gray sweatpants on the plane.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Irish goodbyes.
Yeah, 100%.
I never did it before, so I'm gonna be real about mine. I'm leaving. Bye.
I've done Irish goodbyes in my own house. People will still be partying, and I'll just go to bed. I'll just tap out.
Okay.
You don't want to break their hearts, letting them know that you're heading out. Let it be a mystery, and then they figure it out.
Yeah.
Where'd he go? Where'd he go?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Usually I'm an Irish goodbye. I'm sneaking out. Okay, TikTok life coaches.
No.
Nah.
Dogs not on leashes.
That drives me insane. I'm going hard nah. I get that in my neighborhood all the time where if your dog is not on a leash and they're trained, that's fine. Good for you. It is 100% of the time the person with the untrained dog and the dog. I've had it where the dog will come up and start like biting at my ankle and they'll go, "Oh, I'm sorry. He just does that." I'm like, "Well, he shouldn't." Like, put him on a
That
leash.
is not okay.
Or they'll apologize like, "Well, it's just, it happens." I'm like, "It shouldn't
Not
happen."
cute.
I got 5 dogs, and I know their temperaments, and I would never like allow them to go around people without having.
That's what I'm
leash on,
saying.
Ever.
Definitely a nah for me. My dog was bitten by a dog off leash. He was trained. So
they say.
Training doesn't always mean safety. Okay, people who don't like sweets.
Yeah, I'm one of those people.
Wait,
probably-
so you don't like people that don't like sweets?
So it's not that I don't like sweets, but I don't.
Oh, so you don't like sweets?
They're not like my crutch or my guilty pleasure. Kayla's staring at me. She's like, "This psycho." This is why I fully agree. I'm one of those people. I could eat a single Hershey's Kiss and be done.
Weirdo.
I know. I could eat one Oreo and set it back. I know.
I have other biases I can't share, but that's not one of them.
So you're indifferent. I'm with you. I can have one kiss
And let it
Hershey
go.
kiss and I'm good. So 'cause
Weird.
We're learning that Kimberly
Okay,
and
I
I are
have
crazy
another
people.
question.
Everybody else
How do
is
you eat your
attacking us.
Skittles?
I don't
One at a
eat
time?
Skittles.
Okay,
Skittles are
How do you eat your Skittles? A whole bunch or jelly beans? A whole bunch or one at a time?
So I'm more into chocolate than like the Skittles.
Okay.
But I'm doing probably one at a time. I can't do
Yes.
maybe the sleeve if I'm drunk. I'll do the M&M sleeve.
Well, what are you? Are you like a handful?
No, absolutely not, because you can't taste the flavor.
Thank you. One by one.
Yeah.
You're like a sommelier with the Skittles. You're
Yeah,
trying to
yes.
taste them one by one.
Go ahead, Kimberly.
Okay. Socks with slides.
I mean, with slides it's a little bit better, but I grew up with a dad who wore socks with sandals, so I just cannot. This man, it's remarkable that I know how to dress in any way at all.
Says who?
I'm not saying I can't. I'm saying that you know where I came from. My dad would wear.
He was fly.
No.
Oh, okay. That's
No.
okay,
My dad would wear socks with sandals, tucked into jean shorts, and it'd be usually like a big dog T-shirt. That was what he would wear every day. Every day, though. That's all. That would be dressing up. Would be he put a belt on that day. That was it.
That's not, and my dad is
socks with
fly,
sandals?
so that's not my dad.
But that looks
Ooh.
better.
Okay, but
That's
that
better.
doesn't even count.
Socks and sandals.
That's nice.
That doesn't count. That doesn't count because that's not what I'm talking about. Okay. Okay. Complimenting strangers.
Yeah, share it. It's free. Why not?
No.
All the time.
Come on.
Are they real
All
compliments?
the time.
Kimberly?
Absolutely. Absolutely. If I see somebody and they've got something that I know is important to them, it's a great look, I'll compliment them. PDA in front of your parents.
Nah.
No way.
Sometimes. Filming a concert with your phone.
No. Waste of time. Watch the show.
Yes.
All day long. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that was the last one. Thank you,
Oh,
Avery, for playing.
It was a blast. Thanks for having me.
Fun times. Fun times. Thank you for being funny and being honest.
Debatably.
Yes. Well, you were funny though.
Thank
and you
you.
weren't offended. So I love
Thank
it.
you.
Okay. And you're listening to Shamelessly Shontay. Bye.